Hi, my name is Carol Altarejos, and I'm here today with Elizabeth Jenkins to talk about the upcoming virtual Pachamama Raimi Festival, which will be held on August 1st. We have many exciting things planned and can't wait to connect with y'all across the globe. In order to prepare for this very big day, Elizabeth will be sharing about creating an offering or Haywariquy. I think for many of us, myself included, this practice is one of the things that attracts us to the tradition. And we see these Pacos creating beautiful offerings of gratitude to Pachamama and the nature beings, and wonder how to practice this form of Aini ourselves. So, Elizabeth, can you please share with us why creating a Haywariqui will be important for Pachamama Raimi, and perhaps go into some of the details about how we can make this offering at home?
Absolutely, Carolyn. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I'm going to call this Cooking with Pachamama, Cooking for Pachamama, with all organic, local ingredients that you can find right at your own house, in your own yard. So if we imagine the Quero Indians of Peru making offerings way up high in the mountains, of course, they didn't have stores. They didn't have markets where they could go buy flowers. They had to use whatever was right at hand. So of course they never used, in Inca times, they never used paper. They used something like a vicuña or alpaca wool, or a beautiful woven basket out of reeds, or like what I have here is a giant banana leaf. I guess, sorry, but I'm kind of lucky where I am because there's so much here. I want to start. But you have a lot where you are too, even though you may not even realize it.
Mhm.
And all you have to do is kind of put your intention together inside, with a nice little meditation, because the number one thing you need to have before creating your offering is the intention for your offering. We say Haywariquy in Quechua, which means to offer with my own hand. The word despacho is a Spanish word that means to send, or actually even means office if you're in Spain. So we like to use the word Haywariquy because it makes us practice our Quechua, and it's the original authentic word, and it's so beautiful and so personal. And that is really the essence of an offering to all of our nature beings, to Pachamama, is that this is super personal and intimate. It's between you and Mother Nature, or your whole family or your community, but it's a very intimate, personal practice. And what we're doing as we make the offering is layering in the nectar, the sami, with each offering. So every single thing that goes into the offering is, we blow our breath on to put our nectar, our personal nectar, into it. Okay, so once we have our offering, which for our Pachamama Raimi ceremony for the festival, it's very clear. Our offering is to say thank you to Pachamama for everything that we received, what we harvested from last August 2nd, all the way to this next August 1st, which is coming up. So for this whole year to really sit down, and what I'm going to personally do, and what I invite all you other Pacos, of course you do it any way you want because this is 4th level and we're independent and we can decide how we want to do things. What I'm personally going to do is do a big personal inventory of everything I'm grateful for. And that's going to be a long list. So what I decided to do is, what I found out during the Coyoriti Festival is that I can write on these tea leaf. And I'm going to write every single thing I'm thankful for. And I'm going to fill up these tea leaves with all my gratitude. And I'm going to make that kind of the base of my offering. So I'm going to, and then I'm going to put this in for this particular one. I'm going to describe for you the simplest, absolutely simplest form of the offering, which is a Qarpay Haywariquy. Some people may have heard of it as a Qarpay despacho, but it's the highest level is always the simplest, right? We know that from the fourth level. The highest solution to your problem is always the simplest one. We know that from the great story that Juan told about Don Benito. This more and more complicated it is, kind of like it's coming from a lower and lower level inside us. So this is real simple. After we have our intention, which is number one, to say thank you to Pachamama for everything she's given us, that's clear. What we're going to do is go outside in our environment, wherever we are, if it's our little garden or our nearest park or your street or you live near a forest, wherever you want to go to perform your mastai, which means the ritual gathering of your items. So that's number two that we're going to do. So what I like to do is go out into my orchard and I say, Pachamama, what would you like for this offering? Show me all the beautiful things you want me to put in. And I offer all my love to her with my Nisha. And then I just follow my impulses, right? And for me, sometimes I can be crazy. I'm like darting all over the place. And they're like talking, all of nature starts talking, over here, I want to be in there, come over here. And so I just start listening and I follow. And I go and I start collecting things. So I did that today. And as I did that, I know I'm going to need a few basic things. I know that I'm going to need this shell or any shell. If you don't have any seashells at your house, which you might not, you can easily use half an eggshell, which you might have, or anything else that's natural and kind of a receptacle to represent the divine feminine. So I immediately went and got my little stash of shells from the ocean that's near me, lucky me. And I have this fantastic little cross that comes from the Virgen of Guadalupe. And you can actually look in there and there's a little tiny virgin in there. It's really cool. So that's my cross, but you can make one out of 2 sticks that you tie together. And it can be, and that would be to represent the divine masculine. So that's always the basic center of our offering. So I went and found those right away. And then I know that I'm going to need 9 quintus for this very, very simple one. The number of quintus just depends on your feeling. And if you feel like for your Pachamama Raimi offering, you want to have 27 quintus or 119 quintus or 3 quintus, it's up to you and how you feel. But 9 kind of covers the bases and is nice and powerful, and it's a number of completion. So I like that number, and it makes it simple for us to work with. So I also sometimes use my pututu, and I blow my pututu and I tell all the nature beings, I'm making dinner for you guys. What would you like? And so that's how we proceed with the mastai. Once you've gathered everything together, you have everything you need, which honestly, for the simplest Qarpay offering, which is you're going to ask a nature being to receive its power. You're going to exchange, like a Qarpay Aini kind of exchange offering. You guys all know what a Qarpay an Aini Haywariquy is when you're just making an offering. It's the most basic one to stay in Aini with Pachamama and the nature beings. So Qarpay is even simpler than that. And Qarpay means transmission or irrigation, literally. And it is the spiritual transmission that the nature beings give to us or that we receive from Andean masters. Okay, so I have my intention, I performed my mastai, and I have all my ingredients ready to go, which the most basic thing is something to make your offering on, like a woven basket, a big leaf. They always put something soft on the bottom. So like a lot of times you'll see the kero put, can be sheep wool or cotton, and represents the clouds, the puyu. And so what I've used here is just these simple ferns. And offering all my munai, yachai, yankai with my breath. So that's why I do 3 breaths on everything. So I'm blowing the nectar of my munai, my love and will. I'm offering the nectar of my mind, my thoughts, my mental creativity. And then I'm putting my service in body to Pachamama, in my body in service to Pachamama. Or I'm offering the nectar of my body to her. Okay, so those are ready to go. The next thing I need is my shell and my cross. And after that, 9 kintus. And really, for the Qarpay, that's all you need, right? It's that simple. Everything else is up to the artistry of the Paco. So you can get crazy, you can add lots of other stuff, but this is how simple this offering is. Okay, so I'm going to first do my little invocation to create my sacred space. You might have another way you like to do this. This is just one option. Is I like to take my Misha and offer my 3 breaths to the Hanak Pacha. And offer my 3 breaths to all of the nature beings in the Kai Pacha. And offer my 3 breaths to the Uhu Pacha and to all of the ancestors, of course, in Pachamama. And then I take just a minute to receive the return of the Aini. Because I offered, now I'm going to receive. And now I've put myself in harmony because I've acknowledged the Hanak Pacha, the Kaya Pacha, and the Uhu Pacha. And I might be, while I'm doing that, say, oh, Hanak Pacha, would you help me make the most beautiful possible offering and help me do it in the right way and help me not to forget anything. And Kai Pacha, oh, nature beings, I'm so excited to make this meal for you. You know, I want to ask your permission and blessing to use all the things that you gave me for this beautiful offering. And Pachamama, and you know, I ask your permission and blessing to make this gift. And this one is for you, so I'm going to make a hole in the ground. So may I have permission to do that. And then I feel like, oh, okay. I'm all centered with my 3 worlds. I'm in harmony. I'm in communication. I'm ready to work. Okay. So I take my shell. I call to the divine feminine in whatever way I want. Holy Mother, Sacred Mother, Pachamama, Madre Cosmica. Whatever words, remember, the more eloquent and beautiful, the more delicious. And hey, if you're by yourself, no one's watching, say a poem, you know, who cares? Let yourself go. The Apus love beautiful words. They're like delicious. So I make all of my delicious words and I put my delicious nectar to Pachamama, to the feminine force of the universe, and I place it in the center of my offering on this little bed. Okay, then I'm going to take my cross, which could be my 2 sticks or even just a cross made out of sugar, but it's hard to blow on that, but you can. And then I'm going to call divine masculine power of the universe, beautiful sacred Father, come guide my steps, come receive this offering I'm making for you with all my heart. And I'm going to put all my love into that, and I'm going to place that on my shell. Okay. And the next step of this is called arming the offering, which is like making it really potent. And we do that with our kintu, which I'm using, I have a coffee farm, so I'm using 3 coffee leaves for my kintu. And I have my kintu all prepared here. So I'm suggesting, since we're 4th level Pacos, that we make our offering to the Tekse Apus, and we ask their permission and blessing and help, right? And so because this is a Pachamama Raimi offering, the first one I'm going to make is to Pachamama. And so I just have a kintu with a beautiful little red gladiola. Yeah, and I'm going to offer all my love, wisdom, and service to Pachamama. And I'm going to place it right there. And then I'm going to offer to Inti Taita, and I have a beautiful little candle flower for Inti Taita. But you don't have, you can just do it with the kintu or whatever is you have available. Just the 3 kintu is fine. And I'm going to call Inti Taita with all my heart and offer my breath. And I'm going to place it in here. And then I'm going to call Mama Waira with my next kintu. Hampi Mama Waira. Immediately the breeze comes in the room. Every time. Ooh, it tastes so good. Of course, I'm not going to do it like this. I'm going to say much longer prayers. I'm just showing you the basic structure here. And I'm going to place it in there, and then I'm going to call the beautiful and glorious Mama Kocha, the Mother Ocean, which is right here. Nawahine Okekai, as we say in Hawaiian, surrounding my island. Come, Mama Kocha. Nawahine Okekai. And she's going in. This is like a little flower that I just found with little buds on it. That's like perfect. So little pea flower. Sometimes when you're doing the mastai, they tell you in the moment, I want to be for the Mama Kocha. And sometimes you just gather them and then you find out later as you're making it who wants to go where. And then for my 5th Tekse Apu, I found this beautiful little purple flowers for Pachatata, for Father Cosmos. I'm calling Father Cosmos to come. Okay. And then I'm calling my Pacarina and my Ituapu, which is pretty funny because all our mountains are feminine here. So Mauna Loa, Mauna Kea, yeah, calling them. Ituapu Pacarina is, your Pacarina is the whole land that you live on. So it can be, and also usually it has to do with water, but connected to Pachamama. And your apu is, of course, if you have a mountain or a hill or, you know, a masculine feature of nature, but maybe it's a woman, you never know. So, Pakarina, ito apu. And I'm placing them into my offering. And finally, well, not finally, almost finally, I'm calling my guiding star. And as we know from Kero, the guiding star is like the integration of your pakarina and itu apu. So, Paco Estrella. And I'm putting my kintu, and then I am going to put this final kintu, which is your CYA kintu, cover your ass kintu. And that's for all of the apus and yustas and pachamamas that we have not named, right? So that's to make sure no one feels left out. And I'm going to call all the apus, yustas, pacarinas, and apus I have not named. Love and respect to everyone. We honor you all. Come and eat. And sometimes I sing to them while I'm doing this. Okay. Now, this is Pachamama Raini. So, if I was just doing a Qarpay Haywariquy, I'm done. That's it. I finished it. That's how simple it is. Unless for whatever your sense of art and delight and beauty and creativity, that you can begin to put more things. But this is finished. This is offering finished, armed. You can say your completion invocations. You can give a final blast of nectar. But since this is Pachamama Raini, I started with her kintu, but the last really beautiful thing I'm going to put on here, or I get the crowning of this arming of the offering, is going to be an effigy of Pachamama. So anyone that you really want to honor, like if I was making an offering to the Vilcanyusta, I would make a beautiful, sexy Black Nusta image out of whatever your creativity can come up with. It can be, you make it out of pastry, you make it out of clay. People make it out of, some people have baked cakes and made a little image of her. Just any way you want to represent her. But she's going to go right on the center of the whole thing. So what I have for Pachamama is this beautiful red heliconia and a magnificent wild red hibiscus, kind of a double-tiered one, and a torch ginger. And all of these just appeared and were waving at me from the from the orchard saying, take me, take me. So she's got a beautiful, she's going right in the center of this. And then of course, she's going to have some mac nut breasts right here. And you just put them in as you feel like they go. A little lopsided, like many of us. Okay. And I have some gorgeous taro leaf. So she wanted a taro leaf skirt, which I'm adding here. There she goes. And she wanted. So then there's this beautiful red tea. For her arms. It's going on. Because how I know Pachamama, she likes to do stuff. So she needs arms. Okay. And we have some beautiful tree spinach that I'm going to also glorify her dress with the tree spinach. I told you it was cooking for Pachamama. Okay. Mmm. Yum. Looks delicious. Okay. So she is really starting to look like quite a goddess here. I wish I could give you a top shot, but I don't have any way to let you see it from the top. Let's see. She's going to have a crown of bougainvilleas, which she specifically wanted. Okay. And these, I've never seen these before, but look at these. These, it's like hearts, right? This glorious, like a lei of hearts. So this is going to go at the ends to bring it all together, to wrap her all around with hearts. Because I'm an organic farmer, so Pachamama is my love. She's glorious. And this showed up, you see the little red tinge on it? And I'm like, okay, that's for her, clearly. So this is her wand or her magic scepter or ruling scepter. So I'm putting that in her right hand so she can do stuff with it. Let's see. And of course, for the new studs, these little mini bananas that grow, and they're just gonna kind of be a fun part of her dress decor. Ooh, and right next to the macadamia nuts, macadamia nut and banana, you know, bread is really good. Okay. And then we have lots of red because it's Pachamama. So lots and lots of beautiful red hibiscus. And again, this is just the fun part that is completely up to your personal creativity and whatever you want to do. Just make it what you know it needs to be. So Pachamama feels this abundance and love from us. Of course, here I have some of our Ka'u Supreme Organic Black Honey Processed Coffee. This is heaven, and she loves it. So I'm adding that. Okay, so basically whatever you love the most, she's gonna love. That's how it goes. This is the first white pineapple of the season. So of course, that's going in here. Ooh, it's hard to blow on this without hitting it. Okay. And I've put 5 pieces. Usually I use a lot of 4s in my offerings because it's the 4th level, but I've put 5 here because we want to call in the 5th level. Yeah, especially this year. Right. So there we go. Okay, then we know from Don Umberto, you need a lot of yellow for good luck and to make your wishes come true so that it is received. These are our indigenous hibiscus. They're called hula girls, and they're very rare, so it's really nice to have them to put in. Okay. So we have the nice yellow of the bananas and the candle flowers and the hula girls. Whee! Okay, so basically it's pretty much finished, and then I would say I would probably call my last, I'll call all the Newstas, call Miss Kayani, call everybody one more time, offer my final nectar. Sorry, put on this beautiful heart lei to show that she's done, she's ready. Oh my goodness, isn't that glorious? Okay, and then I like to kind of sit with it for a minute and feel, does it feel complete? Did I do everything that needs to be done? And then I might splash a little red wine on top, maybe. Okay. Oh, and then I think, oh, I want these because these represent the budding new, the new things that will bud out yet, that have not yet been revealed. Yeah. I want to honor those and put some yum energy in for them. Yay. Okay. So when I feel like it's completely done, I'm finished, it's complete. Pachamama and I have finished our conversation with all the apus. Then I'm going to wrap it up. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can see what I'm actually. Banana leaf bends really nice, so it's perfect, right? And so for this one, we would bring it, wrap it in our mastana, and then bring it right in front of our computers and put it on top of our misha, all wrapped up in its mastana. I don't need to do that for you, right? I don't need to. Okay, good. So, and then set it right here and join our, you're ready. You did it all. You're ready to join the festival, which will start at 9 o'clock. And we will have our offerings sitting here receiving all the blessings from the Quero and from all the worldwide Pacos. And then when we finish, we're going to wrap it up and do what we call number 6, which is the pichai. Mm-hmm. So we're going to take this offering all wrapped up inside our mastana, and we're going to rub it on our bodies and give it any last huchas, because when you really concentrate on your offerings and really put yourself in harmony with everything that isn't that harmony starts to just kind of come to the surface and get ready to go away. So you can do that if you want, that last pichai, to remove that, wrap it up, and then we'll be taking it. But we'll do that at the very end of the ceremony. It'll be 11 o'clock Hawaii time when we finish the whole ceremony and we say goodbye and we close our Zoom. Then we'll take our offering, do our pichai, and go and dig our hole and offer red and white wine if we want to Pachamama, and place our offering all together. We'll be doing that all at the same time all around the world. So that's pretty exciting. All right, that's it. The only final thing I want to explain is if you wish to, the Kero said, the other thing that happens on Pachamama Raimi is that you can do your mosok chakwi. Mosok chakwi means to renew your power, renew your connection to Pachamama by renewing your commitment to her. So we can go ahead and make a second offering. So like what I showed you, the first part, just the first part, which was so simple with the 9 kintu, the cross, the shell, the cross, and the 9 kintu. Just that could be our Qarpay offering to Pachamama. And then maybe you want to put something really beautiful right in the center for her. So make a very simple Qarpay offering and put that on top of your Pachamama offering. So you will have 2 different offerings. And you can offer, they can both, I think I've put them in different places too. Put your Pachamama offering somewhere that's really, if you can, right, you know, in your yard, where your family hangs out, you know, underneath your balcony, or, you know, next to your front door, if that's possible, or next to your back door. And then for your personal one, for your Mosok Qarpay, for your renewal offering, put that in a special place where you can go meditate alone. And you can also bury that one and do it at the same time after we finish. But when you put that one in, go and sit with it and speak to Pachamama. And you can even, what I'm gonna do, and actually why I have 2 different tea leaves here, is I'm gonna say everything I'm thankful for on one of them, write them all down. That's going with my Pachamama offering. And then with the second one, I'm going to write every way that I can think of that I would like to be of service to Pachamama in the coming year. Yeah. And for me, that includes stuff like going into the ocean and doing fun stuff and having really good time. Yeah. Because Pachamama wants her kids to be happy like any good mom. So she wants us to be full of nectar. All right. Did we cover it, Carol?
I think so. Wow, that, like, it was so amazing. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for sharing this wisdom with us. And, you know, we hope that this has been helpful, that it's a good and great guide for the basics to explain how not to only show our gratitude to Pachamama, but also how to ask her, you know, what we can give her in return for all that she's provided us. So we look forward to celebrating with you all in a few weeks' time. Pachamama Raimi. Mahalo, Elizabeth. Thank you once again.
Thank you. And make sure to register for Pachamama Raimi on our website. And it's also our fundraiser for the Kero families. To get their next, to help them get through the next couple months.
Yes.
Our crazy moment. And don't forget, after you make your offering, receive, sit with it, and receive the messages, receive the nectar, receive the love back from her. We give and then we receive. Mahalo. Thank you,
Mahalo.
Carol.
Thank you.
Aloha.